Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm John Barbin. With me is Jeff Dover, and let's talk football.
We're a couple of average football fans that watch College's the NFL. We hope to earn your like and subscribe today. This is our review of the Texans-Patriots game. What are your initial thoughts?
That's probably the two worst playoff game performances from a quarterback I've ever seen, like back-to-back. Maybe ever, and these were back-to-back.
Yeah. No, it's a shame that this defense has to play with this offense because the defense is unbelievable. Like it still held New England to not a lot of yards. The only reason why New England scored as much as they did was because of the turnovers and where it put them in position for the field. So
four interceptions in the first half.
Well, and I think that that's obviously the highlight, but 20 for 47 is terrible as well. And he was sacked 3 times. So like it's a really overall really bad performance. And you're on a team that has Marks is fine. Like they were, New England was really containing the running game, but you're on a team that you sort of have to just manage the game, like, and just not lose it when you have that kind of a defense. Cause like there was multiple times in this game where there's still like one possession. It was a 1-score game, like in the third quarter. And at this point you just have to like not mess it up. And he couldn't stop himself.
Somebody said if he just took the snap and spiked the ball into the ground every play, he'd have a better quarterback rating than what he had. It's
so bad.
Now they couldn't run the ball. I think he went for 40-something yards total. So that's a problem. But he was – okay, so let's dwell on C.J. Stroud here for a minute. He looks like he tries to run the play when he doesn't understand when the play's over to just eat it. Like like that one interception where he's getting tackled and he just sort of throws it up. It's just the play's over. Eat it. Just taking the sack with that defense. Taking the sack is not a bad play. You don't need to force the issue, especially early in the game. It's not like that's 4th down, 4th quarter. Just throw the ball because you're going to lose anyways.
No, I know. And that's a throw not to make. Like that's something they tell you in high school. It's something they tell you in college. Like you just can't do it on the road, like in a wet, rainy day. Like there's just no chance that that's going to work out. So it's really disappointing he's still making that decision to try and throw that.
Well, still making it. I think he is making it now, and he didn't make it in his rookie season.
Yeah,
like he's gotten
these
worse.
Last 2 games, like they've won 9 games in a row, like
10.
coming into this 10. And it's the like in the last 2 games, he's played terribly, like and I don't understand what's happened. So
I haven't seen anyone break down the film I can't break down film, but when I watch someone do it, it starts to make a little bit more sense, like what really was going on the All-22. But from what I can tell from just watching the game, you know how they say, oh, he holds on the ball too long? I think he's not understanding. Okay, so maybe some of those plays do require you to hang in there.
Yes.
And like hang in there. Like don't get out too early. Like try to get through the reads. Try to see, okay, if the first thing's not there, it does take another tick to get the second thing open and then another tick for the third thing. So maybe he's overdoing the concept of like, oh, my job is to hang in here and find the open thing and not just go one read and out, right? Because maybe a rookie panics, one read out. It's like, what are you doing? If you just waited one more tick, somebody's open, right? A criticism, that's a criticism you might hear of a rookie. I think he's the reverse. I think he right now thinks my job is to hang in there and find the open guy, even if it's my 4th read. And it's like, but when the pocket's collapsing as fast as it is, and that offensive line is not very good, he doesn't understand, oh, it's over. Like I haven't either. He's not seeing it. And I haven't seen anyone show us that he's not seeing it, or he doesn't get it's too late now. Like if you haven't gotten rid of the ball, like the internal clock thing they talk about, and you haven't, okay, fine. Maybe you can't get to your second or third, get the check down, or you run for a yard or 2, whatever it is, just hanging in there till you're getting smoked and then just throwing it. That's clearly not the answer.
No. And there was multiple times during the broadcast where Troy Aikman was like, I'm not sure what he saw there. Like it was, and some of the what makes this performance, especially excruciating is that some of the throws were really bad, like meaning not even like the intercepted ones, like the other ones too. Like they're behind the person. There was someone that was wide open and he threw it at his feet. And so then he couldn't run after the catch. Like there was a lot of throws that weren't in the place they were supposed to be. But it's just so we never, on this program, we never really beat up on guys, and it's mostly talking about excel, like how well they played and stuff. And I guess this is what it just stands out so much, this, because he's played really well for all season, and it's just these last two games is really uncharacteristically not good decision making and accuracy, and this, the what he's doing with the ball. I just don't understand.
He was so good in his rookie year. We already know he's better than this.
Yes.
At
Yeah.
this level.
Yes.
With less
Yeah.
experience, he's played better than this.
Yeah, in the previous
Now-
8 games, he's played better than this.
Now, Nico Collins wasn't there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that this offensive line's really as good. Like they've had to replace Tunzel and like maybe the offensive line's a little weaker than we think. He clearly, now maybe this is a different, I think it's a different offensive coordinator. So maybe, whatever it is, obviously the defenses are better in the playoffs. And he's just, it looks like he's obviously not seeing something, processing slower than we know he can, because we have seen him play better than this. Maybe he's pressing. Something clearly was different in these two games versus the rest of the year, because he never looked this bad for the rest of the year.
No, and you're right about with the offensive line, things like that. Higgins looks good. I think Higgins is really, morphing into going to be a key wide receiver for them going forward. But what's crazy too is that he's not the only, like, he had 4 interceptions and had a terrible game, but Drake Maye had 4 fumbles. He only lost 2 of them, but otherwise that would have been, more of the story from this game too, if it went the other way. So that it was a pretty sloppy game overall.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we need to close the book. Stroud's such a big story here because it was 2 games of him playing. And to your point, when it wasn't an interception or wasn't him fumbling the ball, he was missing wide open guys, or his accuracy was way, way off. And I know the elements. Yeah, well, Drake Maye's accuracy didn't look as bad as Stroud's in that same game.
No, one of the touchdowns to Kirk, which was an out, and you cannot throw it behind them because otherwise the defender's right there. And he threw it behind them, and Aikman was the one that pointed out, he's like, oh, he got lucky there because he threw it behind him, and then, and Kirk still, and then he threw it behind another receiver, and it was a pick, right? So, like, it's
and he threw one behind Schultz, I think is the same place Schultz got hurt, and I don't know if it's his adjustment on that exact throw that got him hurt, but okay, so to be fair, he's missing his 2 best targets. Collins wasn't there and Schultz wasn't there. And that's the primary targets in this offense.
Well, Schultz had like 1 really good catch, and then
you're right. But you needed him. The way the offense functions, a lot of it goes through Schultz. Like he's a safety valve for him.
Yeah.
And we know this, a lack of a running game, if your offense is designed off of play action, which this offense is, it's not a heavy drop back pass game. You kind of need to run the ball for this offense to work. And they could never get it done. But given how good that defense is, and I mean, they were harassed. They were all over Maye all game long. It was only that final drive where their will had finally been broken, when you could tell the defense was like, we can't do this anymore. And then finally the Patriots were just gashing them for 8 and 9 yards a run. But up until then, that defense was easily the best unit on the field.
Absolutely. And it was 5 sacks, 9 tackles for a loss. Like, in the Will Anderson Jr. was just a monster on the
3
outside.
himself, and Hunter had 2.
Yeah. Like, they were really, it's an amazing defense. And I love that we talked about this in a previous show too, how they don't rotate or flip like Stingley or Lassiter. Like, you stay on your side and you take whoever's on there, because they're both amazing. Like, and it took an absolutely perfect pass to Booty on one of the touchdowns. Like, for Stingley was all over him, and it was like
an even better catch.
It was a one-handed grab, and it took an amazing catch and throw, like that, because that's how good Stingley is on the defense.
Yeah, without that amazing play, it's still 16-21. Like this.
Yeah. That's what. So the note that I had was it became 10-7 Houston in the second quarter, and New England went 3 and out. And I was like, here we go. Like, this is Houston's going to put the foot down. Like, you don't have to do anything crazy here. You can just run the ball. Just don't turn it over. You're in a good place. Like, it was just turned into a disaster after that.
Yeah, because New England got a defensive score too, right?
Yep.
So offense versus offense, this is a relatively even game. I mean, if you just kind of pair up the turnovers, we're looking at 2 defenses that completely dominated the offenses, and then Drake Maye made just enough plays. He looked like the sharper QB. He had better control and better accuracy of his passes, and if you want to boil the whole game down to two great defenses that are beating up on two offenses, Maye and Booty had the play of the game. They had the unbelievable play that had to happen, that the Texans had no matching play. They had no like, oh, Kirk going off like he went last week. He went off. The thing is, and the Texans had maybe two chances at a scoop and score too. Like Hunter tried to scoop it up, but instead they didn't recover it. All he had to do was fall on it, and they would have been first. And they were like, I don't know, in the red zone, maybe they're really close. And I think maybe the defense was like, oh no, we need to score. Like it's the only way we're winning this game. Like we actually have to do this again ourselves.
Yeah, that definitely factors into it because you always say, like, when a defender picks it up, that's great and, like, advances the ball, but if they don't, if they're sort of fumbling for it and then the offense recovers it, you're like, "Why don't you just jump on the ball?" And I think I think you're exactly right. I think it's they see what's going on, like, when the offense is on the field and they're like, "We gotta we gotta put this into our own hands," literally, and that's what didn't work out. No, you're right, both defenses were great. It was 248 to 200. The Patriots had 248 total yards and the Texans had 241. Like those are two low yard totals. Both defenses were playing well. And it's crazy that Maye, significantly outplayed Stroud on this. It gives you 3 touchdowns to 1 interception. He was 16 for 27 for 179 yards. Like it's not like he lit it up, but that was enough between the turnovers that Houston had and being able to run the ball. That was also one of the big differences. Stevenson ran the ball really well.
Yeah, and I thought if the Texans defense can hold the other team to roughly 20 points, how did I say? I said no one's scoring more than 20 points on this defense.
Yes, that's right.
And they got, what'd they get? 21?
28. That's right.
Defensive score.
Yes.
So as bad as their offense played, their defense still, it was good enough.
Yes,
it should be. Oh my God, just so bad. It's the worst example of a half a team.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is, I think, even including the Seahawks, I still think the Texans is the best defense. Like if I had to pick one defense to go to battle with, it's that one right there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they got to go to I don't know what they're going to do, but something has to be addressed. I think Mills should have come in for the second half. Like I know that there's the issue about well, I mean, next year is like you're negotiating his contract extension. Like this is a big deal. You're going to bench the kid who in first 3 years, 3 playoff wins. There's a lot of guys like Kirk Cousins who's earned 400, has never won a playoff game. He's been never won one playoff, maybe something like that. So he clearly can get you to the playoffs, and he can every year they win a playoff game. Now at some point you want to win the second one. So far they've never made it past the divisional round. They keep winning the wild card round. But a lot of players never do that in their career at all. And he's already got 3. Yeah. So I think, does even Herbert have a playoff win? Like Stroud's ahead of him on playoff wins? Like it's maybe. Yep. Right. So there's something there. These people that are criticizing him, you remember, I don't think Manning won a playoff game for 7 years. Like it's absurd. The acceleration of like, oh, he's trash, we got to get rid of him. It's like, you kidding me? Like look back through historically, like all the best players, all the best QBs, they don't all do this. Like they don't all hit the ground running and make it to the Super Bowl like Purdy did in his 3rd year. Like that's rare.
It's a 12-5 rare team. Like it's it's a good team. So it's the
now the other argument is Nico Collins is supposed to be on that field. Tank Dell is supposed to be on that field. Like he's been injured for so long we forgot about him. But if you think about it, if you've got Dalton Schultz healthy in this game, like for the full game, if you still have Nico Collins on the field. And I know this is like a long way back, but if Tank Dell, who's supposed to be a part of this offense, is on that field, now that offense looks a lot like the Eagles with Nico Collins is Brown, AJ Brown. Tank Dell is the little fast receiver like Devontae Smith. Dalton Schultz is your Dallas Goedert, every bit as good as him. And Woody Marks and Nick Chubb. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's what that. We have all those pieces. They're all right here. And then Christian Kirk was great as another piece. Hitchens, and then Higgins, the trio of Iowa State receivers, Hitchens, Noel, and Huggins.
Yeah.
I mean, this offense has all it needs, but I think the glaring weakness, besides the guys that all got hurt, and I think they really missed Collins, I don't think that offensive line is good enough. I don't think it's not good enough.
No, I think that it's in Stroud. So in the regular season, completed 64.5% of his passes. He threw for 3,000 yards. He had 19 TDs and 8 interceptions, which isn't a great ratio. But I mean,
No,
like in terms of like serviceable with that
with
defense
that
and with
defense.
a decent running game, like that'd be fine. Postseason, he completed 51.9% of his passes for 2 TDs and 5 interceptions. So that was it's not good playoff stats.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, like you said, it's the some other great quarterbacks didn't win automatically in the playoffs either. So it's the but it's just, man, is it clearing like the spotlight's on you when you're a QB in the NFL because it's
Mhm.
the most important position. You get the ball in every play. And man, it was he had a rough 2-game stretch.
And the last note on them, and then we should finish on the Patriots is
Mm,
this defense is they're not gonna be able to keep it together because a lot of these guys are gonna get paid.
yeah.
Like Will Anderson's gonna get top defense. He's gonna get Micah
Yes.
Parsons money.
Yeah.
And whoever else on that defense who hasn't been, I think they just paid Lassiter and Stingley. At least one of them, I think, got their big contract. So
Mm,
I don't know if Hunter's got another contract in him. He's older, but he's playing at a level where wherever he is in his contract cycle, he's worth a few more years anyways.
mhm.
But I mean, you're going to be dumping money on Anderson. The interior defensive line, they're playing out lights out too. To'o.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know linebackers are less expensive, but Shair and To'o
You
both
were excellent.
deserve money.
Yep.
I don't know if they've re-upped Petrie, but I mean, that's just all of those guys can. This is the crazy thing is all of those guys can demand top money for their respective positions.
Mhm,
Like those are two number one corners, two number one defensive ends. Whatever you would pay a defensive tackle, they all deserve it.
mhm,
Petrie is an utterly unique slot cornerback, whatever you call what Petrie plays.
mhm.
He's he's like one of one almost the way he plays, but he
Yeah.
deserves top money there too. And your linebackers are as good as any two linebackers. So what you can't afford that. You're just
No.
not going to be able to keep the band together. That's why I thought this year, without Mahomes, without Jackson, without Burrow, I thought this year it was like, oh my God, this defense, just don't mess it up. You
Mhm.
could ride this defense through, and they just completely messed it up.
No.
So,
No, and listen, what the defense that played just as well, I think, in my opinion, was the Patriots
yeah.
defense, right? So their defense is excellent. You were before the game, you wanted to double check if Gonzalez was playing or not. And he did, and boy, did he make a difference. He led the team in tackles with
Mhm.
9 and had a pass deflection. So he's that was really big that he was able to play because he had a great game.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing. They at least have one true number one lockdown corner. And so that's a big deal. Their defensive line. So the broadcast brought this up. So the Patriots spent like a record, what, $350 million in the offseason with like free agent signings. And I guess that combined with some of I think that combines with some of the contracts in
Draft money, yeah.
the draft money. But either way, they were the highest spending team putting a team together.
Hmm.
And man, it seems as though they spent the money well because that defensive
Absolutely.
line is ferocious. Like
Yes.
and it's they're not necessarily, I guess, super big names, but like the people they added, it's all working. The linebackers are working, the secondaries work, the whole thing is working.
Mhm.
And it's and that defense seemed to have gotten better all through the year too.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that they're New England, won this game playing like how Houston was supposed to, right? Like you
Mhm.
try to run the ball, you lean on your defense, try not to turn it over all the time, although that, was challenging. And then but you have enough of a passing game to keep the other team honest, right? And May's a really good passer, like when you have to have it, he can do it. But it's not like they have marquee names really in receiver either. So but yeah, no, there was the defense was incredible. You lean on the run game, you pass when you have to keep them honest, and it was
Mhm.
that was they just outplayed them. Like they took advantage of the turnovers, which a good team's supposed to do.
Well, only a little bit. They really only got the I said, was it a pick six, right? But
Mhm.
they didn't manage to convert any of the others really directly to points. But that's getting 21 points on this defense from your offense is about
Yeah,
as good as you're going to get. That's the most you're going to get on this team.
yeah, no, like that. There was they did, and they're yeah, and without like even though May had 4 fumbles and he lost 2 of them, like they still was enough to when not completely blow it up. So
And May had a higher fumble total. He's one of the higher fumble total for the season QBs.
yeah, the 4 today didn't help. Yeah.
Yeah. But during the season, I think they put up a stat showing how many fumbles he had. It was just one of the higher totals. But he, obviously he threw 3 touchdowns. This is But that's all you're going to get on this team. You're just not going to put up a
Yeah.
lot of points against the Texans. And then, man, they did what it took. Their defense was enough, right? Their
Mhm.
defense was enough. And I don't want to say it's as good as the Texans, because some of that was just Stroud throwing the ball away.
Yeah.
Now, he was under pressure. He was under pressure a lot. I think their line was giving the Texans offensive line fits all day long. Like,
Mhm.
overall, I'd say the Patriots defensive line was winning that battle
Mhm.
more often than not. Well,
Yeah.
obviously they couldn't run on them, and they were harassing Stroud all day night. All
No,
night.
and you're right about the sort of the no-name defense. This reminds me, like, 'cause even when Brady was there, like, their defense was good, and it was they didn't have more than a couple people you could name on it, and this sort of reminds me of that, but holy cow, are they good. Like, they're holding the Marks had 14 carries for 17 yards, so they had 22 carries total for 48. Like, that's forcing them to be one-dimensional, and it's gonna be really tough to be successful like that.
Yep. So, I mean, do we need to talk about next? So good for the Patriots. This Maye looks like what's I had this thought. I was kind of just scanning all the helmets here and thinking, has the AFC just skipped everyone in between, and we're right back to a Patriot dynasty? So it went Patriots, Chiefs, Patriots, and then the Josh Allen story is over. The
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson story is over.
Oh,
The
man.
Joe Burrow story is over. So it's like all of the guys that were winning MVPs and all this stuff. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, it must be their time now. It's like, actually, no. It's their window's closed. They've been at it for 8 or 9 years, and they unfortunately arrived at the same time Mahomes arrived.
Mhm.
And it could be, as terrible as this is to hear for Bills and Ravens fans and Bengals fans, it's just too bad your star showed up at the same time Mahomes showed up.
Mhm.
And all of those years, you guys had MVP level QBs, but Mahomes was there the whole
Yeah.
time, getting in your way, going to the Super Bowl all the time. And now Drake May is there.
Yeah.
So, okay, you guys are just a story we heard about in between the Patriots, Chiefs, Patriots dynasty trio, which,
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
could you imagine if that's
No.
where we're at?
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough. That would Kraft would like nothing more,
Oh,
like,
yeah, of
'cause
course.
they've done a great job turning this team around in a short period of time, so
Yeah.
hats off to them for doing that, but yeah, that'd be that, they've got a lot of pieces there, and some of them, and it's not like any of them, they could get another running back, I think would be just as good, or the 1 or 2 receivers or something, like there's not much that you'd need to fix or tweak on this team either, so,
The Patriots?
yeah,
Oh, and this is just adding a little piece here and there.
yeah,
It looks like there's a core here on both
it
sides
does.
that's gonna work.
Yep.
And obviously the whole thing revolves around May, and
Mhm.
I mean, what does he say? He's his second year. He's going to the Super Bowl. Like,
Yep.
it'll be a travesty
It'd be great.
if they lose to Denver against what's his name,
Yeah,
Stidham.
yeah,
Like, it's just okay, sure, he gets a week of practice. There's a reason why he's a backup.
yeah, May's 23 years old.
Means he's going to Super Bowl. Like, barring
Probably,
him,
probably.
unless he gets like a catastrophic injury in that game, it will be a complete miracle if the Broncos can win that game. It's just I
Good
just don't see.
comparison with Stroud. So he completed 72% of his passes, which is crazy high, 4,394 passing yards, 31 TDs, and 8 interceptions.
Who? May.
May.
Yeah, isn't that the all-time record for pass completion percentage in a season?
It might be.
Yeah. Second year.
Yeah.
Jesus. We saw him. Hey man, we went to
Yes,
go
we
see him
did. That's right.
in North Carolina before he got here. So
Yep.
it's Dina's like kind of attached to that now,
Mm.
because that'll be the first player she's ever seen in college go to the pros who might
Mm.
actually win a Super Bowl. So she
There you
can always
go.
say, I remember seeing him in college.
Against Virginia.
Yeah.
Yep.
But man, just I just it's an unfortunate ending for the Texans, because the window with that defense could be closing fast.
Yeah. Well, it's just what's tough is that to watch this game and then see the Bears Rams game, like, which again both have good defenses too. It was just executed so well that game. I feel like, and this was such a sloppy game. The weather doesn't help. It was raining and snowy and raining, so those are tough conditions. But it's just that it just left a bad taste in my mouth because it should have been played better. Just overall as a game.
Conditions were pretty bad.
They were.
Pretty bad.
I'll give you that. But it's like there's just following this up with the Rams. If you haven't watched the Rams Bears one, you can go ahead and watch that review too. But that was a really good game that was played well. It doesn't mean you don't have mistakes or things like that, but it was just it was just executed better.
I remember within the first 10 minutes of that game thinking, watching Stafford just hit receivers with like pinpoint accuracy. I'm like, oh, so that's what good quarterback play looks like. We just watched.
Yeah.
Now Maye played pretty well. He missed a few,
Yes.
but after watching how bad Stroud was, I was saying to DM, like, that's the difference.
Yeah.
That's hitting people between the numbers. Stroud's missing left, right,
and knowing
up,
where
down.
to go with the ball in the right time,
All
and
of
the
it,
ball's
all
on
of it.
time, all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
so
New
Patriots,
England.
I mean, my
New
bet's the
England
Patriots.
Broncos game coming up. Probably New England's going to win because if the Knicks is out. So the hats off to them. They've had a complete team turnaround in a short period of time, and Vrabel's done a great job. Maye's outstanding, and it's just going to be a really tough. If they don't fumble all the time, they're going to be a really tough team to beat.
I think that's a side effect of how good that pass rush is. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a pass rush. I mean, if there is another good one, it's the Broncos.
Yeah.
It's probably the next best one.
Yep.
And then if they get past the Broncos, they're likely going to be dealing with another amazing pass rush regardless
Yeah,
if it's the Rams
all the teams are,
or the Seattle. These are
all
all
the-
good pass rushing teams.
Yes.
So,
left.
but I think the best one, they just got past the best one. The Texans, there's just nothing that looks that good. Like
Yeah.
as far as a pass rush
We've wanted the Texans to be better, like in the playoffs. Like that's what's so hard because I like watching this team. I like it's a good team, but
but that's a historically good defense.
Yes.
I mean, we keep talking about the losing team, but if you paid attention to them, that defense was ridiculously different than everything else in the league. Nothing looked like that defense.
No.
But
anyway,
hey, half a team can't win. Half a team can't beat a complete team, and the Patriots kind of look like a complete team now.
Yeah, no wonder how good you play. You can't overcome 4 interceptions and 3 sacks.
Nope.
So,
nope. All right. Well, on to Denver. And my money's on the Patriots the whole way. All right, you got anything else in your notes?
No, that's it for me.
All right, me too. All right, well, thanks for watching the video. If you're still with us, we appreciate you checking us out. We know our channel's small. We just started last year. So if you like what we have going on and you'd like to support us, a like and a subscribe would go a long way, and we'd really appreciate it. So for Jeff Dover, I'm John Barban, and that's your Saturday versus Sunday podcast.